Robbie, first of all, just get your assessment of that draw today.
Really difficult game, tough conditions, but I thought we were excellent in lots of aspects. It was never going to be pretty. I think the environment we were playing in today was tough. You know, it was swirling wind, freezing cold. Thank you to everybody who came out to support us, and I think they saw a game full of effort and endeavour, bits of quality, and probably on another day I think we shaded it and deserved to win the game.
You talk about those conditions, but you side still managed to create a number of chances yet again.
Definitely, and you know, I asked them to do the ugly side of the game really well today, and they did to a man. Against a very good team who are high in the league. I thought we were the better team, and for the chances we created, I've just seen them back. Obviously the penalties are a big moment in the game, but other than that, we've hit the post. Josh has had a chance with a header. Jake has got in time and time again down the right hand side channel. Connor's had a couple of little moments, and then bizarrely it takes your centre back to score from 25 yards to get a point. So for all those chances that we have, somebody else steps up and produces a moment of quality.
Just talk about that goal, because we just spoke to Max then, and he was talking about sort of picking the right moment to step in, and he certainly picked his moment with that strike, didn't he?
He could pick more moments like that if he wants. We have a formation that we sort of settled on, and it's been a little bit out of necessity to try and get some of our better players in what I believe their best positions are, and we are now encouraging Owen to step in and play midfield a lot of the time, and we go man for man at the back, and it's quite a brave thing for us to do. So whenever people say we're playing 3 or 5 at the back, you watch us, it's actually a 2 at the back a lot of the time, and we push Corrie, and today Ibs played as a wing back. I felt he could play there, and against Exeter's formation he played it like a winger, so it wasn't like he was up against a winger on the opposition that he'd have to defend an awful lot, and I thought he was excellent. I think he got man of the match, so it proves that he can do the job. But yeah, we're always encouraging to try and overload the team, the opposition into midfield, and we did that several times today, and we did it on Tuesday. You know, we're coming away from games where we're really disappointed we haven't won them.
Just a bit more on Abraham, because obviously playing what some people might say is out of position, but you said you know he's got the sort of abilities to play there. How well did he do compared to what you might have expected of him today?
Well, listen, I think he can play that position now. Would I play him in that position if we were up against the 4-4-2? Maybe not, because he'd get overloaded on his side. I actually looked at Exeter and thought, well, if it's him against their wing back, I'd back Abraham every time to win that battle. So it was like a 1v1. Same with Corrie and Caprice on the other side of the pitch. So Ibs didn't have to do the tracking back he wouldn't normally have to do if he was playing on the outside with somebody behind him, because he'd have to track the full back. So it was a 1v1 battle. It's obvious that he came out on top because he won man of the match and was excellent. So he's a good player. Connor Grant was excellent today. I thought Jarell and Max were superb. You know, Jarell's had a shaky moment, which all young players do. I think he's come through that. His 1v1 defending in the last 3 or 4 games have been outstanding, and he should be really pleased with his performances.
Going behind just before the hour mark, how pleased were you with the reaction to get the goal just less than 10 minutes after?
Yeah, really pleased. Like I say, I thought it was unfortunate that we went behind. We had a bit of an overload on the back post. Good ball in, good header, but yeah, disappointing to lose the goal that way, but I thought we responded ever so well. Like I say, Josh has hit the post, he's had a chance with a header. I'm trying to think of a couple of other chances. Aaron from the corner puts one, well, over the stand really, wasn't it, to be fair. But and then Jay comes up with a save to keep us with a point, so credit to all the players, really tough. But I thought our attitude to the game was fantastic today.
And you had players missing as well for the sort of starting 11. Jimmy Keown missing out after his injury. AD White misses out, and Alex Newby missed out as well. What's the sort of update on those 3?
So Jimmy Keown, he's going to be quite long term, 10 to 12 weeks with a broken foot. So that's disappointing. He'll see a specialist over the next day or two to see if he needs it pinning or some kind of surgery. Aidan is back on the grass now, so he shouldn't be a million miles away. And Alex pulled up in training yesterday with a bit of a groin injury, so wasn't available. But players came in and, you know, state the claim for a starting position for the future.
what's the plan for the coming week now? We've got the game next Sunday instead in the FA Cup.
Well, we get an extra day, don't we, because it's a Sunday game. We've had such a busy schedule. The players, like you say, we're down on numbers as it is, so they'll get a couple of days off this week. It's probably the only time in the season that we can allow them to have those days off, so try and switch off from me, try and switch off from football. I'm sure they'll be pleased with that, and come back refreshed, because we've got a huge opportunity next week for all of us. A huge opportunity in terms of showcasing the club, showcasing that we're still here, showcasing that we fought off numerous attempts for people to come in and take over. So it's a big, hopefully a celebration in terms of that, but we want to perform. It's a great stage for us as well, against a very difficult team. So a couple of days recovery, refresh, and go again.